Hi there, lovely stitchers. Hope you're all well. Apologies for yesterday. Completely missed a date. Don't know how, but hey, it happens. You know, we all live busy lives. So we're going to do what I call a Suffolk puff today. Many of you might know them as yo-yos. They're really simple, but they look beautiful. So we will crack on. Okay, so I did ask you to prepare and make some little circles out of fabric. I'm just sort of doing another couple because I got this uh some Liberty, and I thought, right, I will use that up. I used it to cover something, and while I've got it out, the scraps out. I mean, you can never have Liberty scraps, can you? They're beautiful. So I'm just going to do another couple of circles. If I use them, I use them. If I don't, I don't. Will come in handy for something else. I have a big jar full of Suffolk puffs. Okay, just do a couple more. Okie dokie. I'm just going to cut these out because it's Liberty. Obviously, I try not to get rid of the scraps too much. Try not to use too much of it. Waste too much of it, sorry. Top tip when you're cutting out is to keep your scissors in the same position, but move whatever it is you're cutting. Back in the days of decoupage, when that was very trendy, I call myself a professional cutter-outerer. I used to cut out lots of bits of decoupage for a couple that ran a little business making decoupage cards and such. And I'd spend my Saturday afternoons as a young kid cutting out things. Okay, right. I just try not to clank them down. Right, so I probably won't use that one because it's a bit big. But I've got some, I want just an ordinary needle. In fact, I think this is I don't know what that is. I think it's I don't know why I've got a used up candle on there either. A milliner's. Oh, what's happening here? Got a bit of a knot. Oh, done. Bit of a knot. So you want just ordinary sewing machine thread or machine cotton or whatever you want to call it. This is, as I say, this is just a milliner's needle or straw needle. But an ordinary sewing needle, any needle of any kind will do, as long as you can thread it, which I am just about to, yeah. And I do a double length and then tie knot, decent size knot in. There is a video on how to do these Suffolk puffs on my YouTube channel, but I'll just give you a quick demo. So with the wrong side facing you, make a little hem and pop a stitch through. Okay. And pull and work all the way around. You want just a small hem. You can do them with a raw edge. That's entirely up to you. I always find them quite neat doing it this way. And I've got a giant knot, of course. Here we go. Let me just give the thread a little bit of a straighten out. I'm not good with working with poly. Oh no, this is 100% cotton. It's interesting. Polycotton tends to tangle for me, but this is also tangled. I think it's because it's wrapped onto such a tiny thread, spool. Tends to get into a little bit of a, especially if it's been sitting there a while. And I've just stabbed myself with a needle again. Don't make your stitches too tiny, because you won't be able to pull them up enough, if that makes any sense at all. I'm making my stitches about 1/2 centimetre, so 1/4 of an inch, something like that. So you go all the way around. Excuse me if I'm sniffling. I think I'm getting a cold. I've just managed to get some time to myself. Been doing decorating. We've put a dog flap in for the dog, for Reggie, who, by the way, managed to work it out in under 2 minutes. He was in and out of that flap knowing exactly what. Right, okay. So I've gone all the way around and now I'm going to pull my fabric in and ruche it up. Looks a bit like a mop cap or a shower cap or something like that. And you just want to pull until all your gathers are in. You might have to wiggle them round a bit. Now, you can either pull it so your gap is completely closed, or I don't want to do that. I want to make a little bit of a gap. I'm just wiggling it around. Okay. And I'm just going to put a stop stitch in to stop it from working its way back out loose. Okay. Oh, no. What was I saying? Yeah, I've just managed to get myself a little bit of time to myself and had a shower, washed my hair. That sounds like I haven't done that for weeks, but you know what I mean? When you're so busy, you frantically try to do things. Didn't seem to have had time to just sit. Heather came yesterday and we went down to the local IKEA. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to snip that off because I don't know what I'm going to do. Yeah, I went down to the local IKEA. I've got the giantess scissors. Don't know why. Oh, Reg. Shh, 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 shh. Okay. Yeah, I went down. I'm going to repeat myself again. I'm just going to look what fabrics I got for that. You know, I'm going to go with that one. Maybe that one. Shh. I'm going to do exactly the same again. Double thread. And go all the way around. Apologies if you know how to do this already. But I do love a Suffolk puff. This is a nice fabric. In fact, these are all Liberty offcuts. When I'm making things, I don't buy a lot of Liberty. I've only got 2 kidneys to sell to buy it. So when I have it, I save every little snippet of it. Yeah, so what was I saying? Went down to the local IKEA to get an armchair, like an off the peg armchair, because I had ordered a couple of a sofa and a big armchair, but then decided I didn't like the sofa I already had that I thought I was matching up with. So, long story short, anyway, that one got rid of that one, and then went and got just a little armchair just to fill the gap, because although I don't have many visitors, they do need somewhere to sit. So, and got a bit of soft furnishing, fabrics and curtains and things, because they are so reasonable. And I just think to myself, am I actually going to make curtains? Have I got the time? Possibly not. So I'm pulling it tight again. Just get that out of the way. And put another, just try and leave a little gap. You'll see why later. Put another little stop stitch in. Get some less giant scissors out. Another one. You can tweak and wiggle these around once you've got your shape how you want it. Right, just do another one. Excuse me while I just blow my nose. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm definitely getting a cold. But yes, so IKEA came back, got moving things around, decided that we'd take the sofa away, and the kids, Heather and Harvey, while they were trying to manoeuvre it, Harvey accidentally, I might add, trapped Heather's fingers. Oh dear. And it squished them. But yeah, that made my legs go to jelly. Heather went a little bit of a funny colour of green. Harvey, well, I think he was quite upset that he'd done it. But we didn't go to A&E because, unfortunately, if you go to A&E here in England, you've probably got a 12-hour wait. So we decided that wasn't an option. We'd wait, see. And anyway, this morning they're absolutely fine. They're just a little bit bruised. But usually fingers don't, they can't do anything for them anyway. They just put them in a splint. So yeah, that was yesterday's little drama. Don't know about you guys, but this always seems to be something going off when you've got family. You've got children. There's never a dull moment, is there? Last week it was Heather's car. But anyway, the room looks lovely. I'm pleased with it. Just going to pull that up. Where's Reggie gone? He came in woofing. He's gone back out again. I was worried about him going in and out of this door and fetching all the mud in him. But I don't think he's that bothered about going out in the rain and mud. It's so funny, he's got one of those AQUA fleeces. I've probably told you this before. But the moment I get that out, he just goes and hides. He is not having that on. No, thank you. You're not putting that on me, Granny. Not a chance. Right. Let's going to make that a little bit bigger. Just make my hole a little bit bigger. You can pull these up as tight as you want, or you can make them just slightly bigger. That's what I'm doing. I'm just making mine a little bit bigger than I would. So I'm just going to put a little stop stitch in there. And for those of you that might be saying, this is not slow stitch. Oh dear. That's all I'll say. I just like I like a mindful kind of practice. Just bear with me while I go and blow my keep my nose on blow, because that's oh, sorry about that. Okay, so that one's not got too big a. Oh, right, I'm going to pop these on. Just going to stitch them down. I'm actually going to use this machine stitching just for now, so I don't. Just because I want to keep them. The stitches kind of invisible. Just get a couple of pins. When I first learned to make these, we would make things like little clowns and little dogs out of them for the little limbs and things, and spend hours on a Sunday making tiny Suffolk puffs. But if you join them all together up through that centre, you can make like little arms and legs and things. Make little dolls and put a bead on for a head or a button, depending on what you're making. Right, I'm going to just stitch them down. But yeah, kept us quiet for many an hour. Oh, well, it did me anyway. Oh my gosh, I am definitely going to get a cold, aren't I? Oh, just wonderful. So I'm just going to put some tiny little stitches in, invisible stitches. So I'll take a big stitch on the back of the work and the tiniest little stitch on the front. So it's what an invisible based. I think that's what they're calling it now. It's just an invisible stitch, invisible stitching. So I hope most of you are all ready for the festive season. we kind of have an extra day in the UK, don't we? We have Boxing Day, which is a holiday as well. So we kind of have Christmas Eve where everybody's panicking, Christmas Day, and then Boxing Day. Just going to tie a knot in that, fasten that off. The trouble with working with a small, thin needle is stab myself. Yeah, because a friend of mine, she says, "Oh no, we go straight back to work. Don't have Boxing Day." I'm like, what? Oh gosh, blimmin' area. Sorry, everybody. I do apologise. Yeah, they go straight back to work. I was like horrified. To be fair, a lot of people do here, because if you work in retail or hospitality, you probably don't have those days. You probably don't get Christmas Day off. Or in the hospitals and care, things like that. There's a lot of people out there that don't get any of those days off, and totally salute you. It's hard when everybody else is in the party spirit. So this is quite a simple but effective kind of stitching. And yes, I would class it as slow stitching because it's where you are. You're in the moment. You're not rushing and dashing around. Yeah, I'm just going to squeeze another bit of stitching out of this minuscule piece of thread. If not, I'll find something else. And that's what I class as slow stitching. It's not always about finding scraps of fabric and popping them on a piece of, and I don't know. For me, it's about mindful stitching, and it can be anything, even if that's getting your sewing machine out. So, yeah, there's a whole can of worms opened, I think. Get rid of you. Oh. Then, can I get away with? Because that's no, just one more stitch. I don't think I can get away with. Where is it? I can't see what I'm doing. Oh no. See. You know what? That's it. I'm not putting another stitch in. Oh goodness gracious. Oh dear. It's okay. There's only missing one little thing. Right, so there we go. Suffolk puffs. I will now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them some little centres. And I had, it's here, my thread, and I'm going to use, in these, I'm going to put some French knots. 1, 2, 3. 3 wraps. I'm going 3 because it's quite, if not, you'll not see it. So I'm just going 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we are. This one's going to be loopy if I'm not careful. It is loopy. Doesn't matter. I'll hide it. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. Sometimes if you're getting a knot, it's because your end of your thread's fraying. Yeah. Better. 1, 2, 3. Right through. And managed to put another one in there. 2, 3. And then I'm going to come up and just dot some around. 1, 2. Let's do 2. Come along. I like to just have them wandering, if you like, around my work. I love French knots. I can come up in that one. Knot in the back. Knot in the thread again. Yeah. And then I'm going to come up. One, 2, 3. You can put as many on as you like, or don't bother at all. It's entirely up to you. I always think they add an extra dimension, an extra bit of texture, a little bit of interest. If you sneak them in places as well. Where people aren't expecting them to be. Just untwist my thread a bit. Oop. Come back. Lost my needle. Just gonna... And also, if you might want to put in a real bright bit of colour. With them, which always looks really super cute. I often think to myself, wonder how many French knots I've done over my lifetime of stitching. Probably hundreds of thousands. Again, it's like taking your thread for a walk, isn't it? But with a different stitch. And I will just come up to... I'm sure that you don't need to watch me doing this. Oh, it's becoming very foggy outside. Just looked up. Yeah. Oh, it's in foggy. Oh. So I'm going to come off this lace and into this work here as well. Just a couple. There we go. I haven't put any in there because that's quite closed in. So I'm not going to bother with that. Just going to finish that off. Ooh. Wonderful. Wonderful. So there we go. Suffolk puffs with a few French knots. I hope you enjoy. And I'll see you again soon in the next video. Bye bye. Happy stitching.